Hey there you guys, welcome back. Today we are going to transplant one of the Alocasias I got from Brugmansia Quebec. I'm going to be transplanting it into a larger pot. This is probably, I'm going to say, a 2-gallon size pot. I had to go out and buy some of these. I was hoping that they would finish the grading outside and I'd be able to plant things maybe in the ground. Maybe not perfectly where they're supposed to be, but at least get them out of the way. Because my porch is getting really full, and if I was to transplant them into a larger size pot, where am I going to walk? Where am I going to sit? So, oh well. So anyway, I need to get them transplanted soon, so I thought I'll just bite the bullet and give them a bigger home. They're going from a, let's say, a 5-inch pot into a 2-gallon size pot. Normally I wouldn't transplant up this high, but I know that these elephant ears are really fast growers and they really want to stretch their root system out. So the bigger size pot, the better, and it'll just be a happier plant. It'll take it a couple of weeks before it gets its roots to the edges and then starts to really put on growth. But that's alright, we're early in the season, we can wait. When I was out at the garden centers for my weekend tours, I came across this, it's just called Alocasia Thailand Giant. And it was in the pond section. It was just a little pot sticking in water. And here's the tag. I'll show you the tag. So it looks like it will be the correct one. I'm not 100% sure. So anyway, I'll end up transplanting this one. I just wanted to show you. I don't know whether you follow me on my Facebook page, the Plants and Things Facebook page, but I posted a photo of the, I have the Thailand Giant, and I thought that it died over the winter, and normally they will go dormant, but this one just, most of them died. Anyway, when I was emptying the pot out, all the soil, I was fishing around in there, and there was a bulb. So a nice bulb. The bottom is a little rotted, but the rest of it still looks like it's good. So I potted it up in a 4-inch pot after giving it a fungicide dusting, just in case. And I'm keeping it warm. I should have done a video on it, but I just wanted to get it done. So anyway, it's upstairs. I'm going to put it on a heat mat, but I haven't found my heat mats yet. So anyway, this video is starting to get a little long. Rambling. So I'm just going to put this off to the side. We're not going to do this one in this video, but it'll be the same process. I'm using, let me just move this out of the way. We're going to do this one. This is the Alocasia Borneo King. Also on my trips out to the garden centers on the weekend, I did find some more Borneo Giant. $50 for a small plant. Anyway, I didn't end up buying it because I wanted to see how the Borneo King did. And also, Borneo Giant is, it's a big one, and the telltale sign for that was like the rippling on the leaves, like a rippled chip. So more distinct than other Alocasias. So this one didn't show any of that, but it was still quite young. So I'm not sure. I just didn't want to spend $50 on something that could have been a regular Alocasia. Anywho, I am just going to be using some all-purpose soil. I don't know whether you can see it here. Just an all-purpose. This one's a peat-based, I believe, with perlite. And yeah, they like a lot of moisture. So you want to make sure to pre-moisten the soil. In the beginning, when you first transplant, I would try to keep your Alocasias moist but not wet. Even though they are considered to be more of a boggy, marshy kind of plant, I wouldn't treat them as a water plant when you first do it. I would let them start to put out their roots, keeping them moist but not soaking wet. And then once they start to develop a root system and start giving you growth, then you can up the water. And really they don't want to be soaking wet until the temperatures get hot. So keep that in mind. You don't want to rot them out. And also they don't want to sit directly in a pond. They would like to have like the bottom inch of their pot kind of in the pond so that the roots can stay wet, but the bulb or tuber stays a little bit on the drier side. So things to keep in mind. I'm just filling this pot up. Over here, this camera is probably showing you. I'm leaving about 4 inches from the top of the pot. And then now we are going to untie this bag. Remember, we kept the bag on to keep the moisture in the pot because they had roots developing out the bottoms. So this one really did need a drink, I guess. Here we go. Yeah, this one, it's probably looking a little limp because the soil is quite dry around the pot. So I'm just going to pull off this yellow leaf. I don't need that on there anymore. I could probably even trim this leaf off that's here. This one's not doing any good. So there we go. So we're going to set it right in the center of the pot. And then I'm going to take some more soil. Usually I add a slow release granular fertilizer in with the soil, but for whatever reason I'm not able to find my slow release fertilizer. So we're not going to do it this time. I will just make sure that each time that I water this, I will give it a dose of fertilizer. Alocasias, especially when they're actively growing, are going to want a high nitrogen fertilizer. So you're going to want to find something with a high first number, and you're gonna do fine. Or you could just go with a regular balanced fertilizer, as long as there's a good deal of nitrogen in there. And I'm just gonna firm around the plant. I don't want to have the soil too high up around the base. I don't want to rot anything out. Usually you want to have the bulb area about 1 inch or maybe 2 inches below the soil surface. And if you're planting it directly as a bulb, you want to maybe give it only 1 inch below the surface of the soil. I find that they don't want to travel up too far, but once the leaves start going, you can dig them a little deeper into the ground, because as you might know, they do tend to develop a trunk. So anyway, this is done. I used a pre-moistened soil, so there's no need for me to water this in at the moment. But I will be watching this, and probably in a day or two, I will give it another little drink. And then I will be putting it outside in a partially sun location. I don't want to put it into direct sun just yet. As the season progresses, I'm going to acclimate it out into a more full sun location, part shade. I want it to be sheltered from the hot midday sun, but it can get morning or evening sun. And yeah, many times this will tolerate any real conditions. But when you're just putting it outside first thing in the spring, you just want to be careful. The leaves will burn. They will be a little bit more, they'll rip easier. But after they get acclimated and new leaves start forming, they're going to be more robust. So don't worry so much. And they will grow quickly. So if you lose a few leaves in the process, don't worry so much about it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoy my elephant ears, as you probably have seen on the channel. So anyway, show me what yours are doing. I love to see photos of elephant ears and bananas and stuff on the Plants and Things What's Growing page. I don't know, it makes my day. So anyway, until next time, happy growing everyone.